Well, welcome everybody to our graduation celebration for this year's class from the School of Journalism and Media Studies. I am super excited to be here, honestly. This is my first year as the director of the school. And so this is the first time I'm actually getting to see you all, not in a box with a virtual background behind you, actually getting to see you in person. And so I don't know about you, but I am super pumped to actually get to see faces, even behind masks. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment for a land acknowledgement. A land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects Indigenous peoples as traditional stewards of a given geographic area and the enduring relationship that exists between Indigenous peoples and their ancestral territories. For San Diego State, we recognize the land as Kumeyaay. We stand upon a land that carries the footsteps of millennia of Kumeyaay people. They are a people whose traditional lifeways intertwine with a worldview of earth and sky and a community of living beings. This land is part of a relationship that has nourished, healed, protected, and embraced the Kumeyaay people to the present day. It is part of a worldview founded in the harmony of the cycles of the sky and balance in the forces of life. For the Kumeyaay, red and black represent the balance of those forces that provide for harmony within our bodies as well as the world around us. As students, faculty, staff, and alumni of San Diego State University, we acknowledge this legacy from the Kumeyaay. We promote this balance in life as we pursue our goals of knowledge and understanding. We find inspiration in the Kumeyaay spirit to open our minds and hearts. It is the legacy of the red and black. It is the land of the Kumeyaay. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge what a challenge the past 15 months or so has been for all of us. Some have lost more than others, family members, relatives, friends, coworkers, neighbors. But even if you're lucky and haven't lost someone close, we've all lost time. We've all lost relationships. And so I'd like to just take a brief moment to remember those things that we've lost over the last 15 months. But today, we celebrate the many accomplishments of our outstanding students who now join a list of our outstanding alumni. And in a few moments, you'll get to hear from some of the students and hear from one of my faculty colleagues, all celebrating that you made it here today. Of course, you didn't make it here alone. You almost surely had support, whether it was your mom, dad, uncle, aunt, grandparents, friends, relative, whether it's blood or not. They all helped you in some way get here. And so as we celebrate you today, don't forget to turn around and thank them for the help in getting you here. They are all super proud of you. Also proud of you are the JMS faculty and staff, many of whom are here today and super excited to see you as well after this long break. So thank all of our faculty and staff for all the incredible work that they do. Awesome, yes, thank you. And then also thanks to our sponsors, have to shout out to PRSA and Allison Partners who helped underwrite this amazing event today. Later this week, yes, good for clapping for the sponsors. Later this week, you'll have your official graduation, the official SDSU commencement. And I've always thought it's interesting that the word used is commencement. It's a kind of a funny choice of words. And if you read the inside of the program, you realize that I like language a lot and I like to think about the words that are used. And so so I've thought about why is it called a commencement? And the reason is nothing is actually ending today, but really it's just beginning. Yes, your time as a student is probably coming to a close, although many of you may go on to grad school. Some are actually getting their master's here with us. But what's beginning is your life as one of our alumni of the school and alumni of the university. And so that, unlike being a student, which for most of you lasts a few years, but unlike being a student, which has a fixed amount of time, being an alumni is for the rest of your life. And so that's why it's a commencement, is because you're starting this relationship with the university in a deeper and more meaningful way. But I want to challenge you all Here at the school, we like to say we make storytellers. But I believe that all of you can do more than just be storytellers. I want you all to be change makers, whether it's in your job or in your free time. Don't accept the world for what it is, but work to change the world to become what it can be. When I was in college, one of the most important lessons that I learned from a professor was to constantly ask the question, who made that rule? And it's often whoever created it is the one who benefits from it. And so when you start questioning who made that rule, you can actually start changing the world that we see. And I have faith in you to go out and make a difference. I know you can be change makers, whether it's here in San Diego or around the world. And as you go off, don't forget to keep in touch with us because I can't wait to see what you all accomplish. So I invited one of our beloved faculty members, Dr. Nate, to come and share a few words with you before we hear from a few of the students. So Dr. Nate, welcome.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenidos. I think a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, maybe even a couple of days ago, we didn't think that this was going to be possible. And I don't want to come up here and talk about the past and what we've been through because you all have lived it and you're sitting in the sun looking straight at me. So I'm going to keep time in mind for that. But I do want to talk to you about a couple of words, right? And those of you who have had my classes before know that I'm always talking about deadlines and directions. And if you've made it to this point, then you know about deadlines and directions and you're following them. But I want to introduce two other words, and that's how I live my life, how I operate as a faculty member, as a professor, as a mentor. And that is with transparency, right? And accountability. And I think those two words, as you take them with you from here today, always remember that in your future endeavors, to be transparent with what you do, with the work that you do. If these past few years have taught us anything outside of the global pandemic, it's that we need to have more love, more compassion, and more kindness with one another, but also to reach out and help others who need to be helped. We learned a lot about racial injustice, and with that, a lot of the other intersectional identities that come along with that too. Many that a lot of you here, right, I can see visibly, but also that you have gone through while you've been here. It's a lot to have accomplished what you have accomplished in a pandemic. But on top of that, we also have a lot of other intersectionalities, right? A lot of us have struggled economically. Maybe we have other systemic barriers that we face because of our race, ethnicity, gender, identity, social economic status, citizenship status. And as I look out and I see a lot of you here, I've had you in my classes for many years, and it is, let me tell you, emotional to be here and see that you have made it here today. I mean, I see Antonio right here in front of me, and I know what you've had to go through to get here today, so congratulations. And I know each and every one of you have your own stories, right? And as Dr. Northup mentioned, you all are storytellers. Tell your stories, be transparent about it, help others, teach that transparency. And then also accountability. Be accountable not only for yourselves, but the people around you, for your classmates, for the world that you lived in. As somebody who recently found out that I've been labeled a geriatric millennial, I know that I can tell you, right, that my generation and the generation above us have pretty much, I was going to try to go through this without cussing. I'm going to still do that. We've messed up this planet for you, and we've left you a whole lot of baggage and things to take care of. So you have that responsibility also on there too. So that's another part of that accountability. So I apologize for that. And I also want to thank you, each and every one of you, not only for making it this far. Some of you may be first generation students, the first in your family to graduate, the first in your family to be here. So it means a lot. Yes, clap for those individuals who are first generation. Because it takes a lot. And the family members who support you really not knowing what they're supporting, just knowing that they want their son, their daughter to be able to make it and to graduate and to live their dreams and to pursue their passions. So I thank you for being here, to making it this far, but also on behalf of every faculty member and staff member, many who are over here to the left of me and right here to the right of me, thank you for letting us teach you. Because during this time as well for us, it was emotional, it was taxing. There was a lot of labor that we had to perform also as faculty to be able to teach you. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your kindness. And thank you also for your perseverance. It wasn't easy. And now looking forward ahead, y'all have been battle tested. not just here at San Diego State University, but on Zoom. Who knows what that's going to be for us too in the future? All these different type of meetings we're going to have to do, accommodations that we're going to have to do. The future definitely looks different for a lot of the businesses that each of you will be going into. But I have the utmost respect for you, and I know with all my heart that you're going to be just as great out there as you were here at San Diego State University. So all of that in the sun to say thank you so much for the opportunity to teach you, and good luck and best wishes with everything that you do after the School of Journalism and Media Studies and San Diego State University. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nate. Next, I'd like to invite to stage, there are 3 students who are to be speaking today, representing 3 of our outstanding graduates. The outstanding graduates were chosen by faculty members who got together and talk about everybody and choose who do we want to have represent each area as the top graduate, as well as the overall top graduate of the school. So I'd like to first welcome Amber, who is the outstanding graduate for this School of Journalism and Media Studies this year. So Amber, if you'd like to come to stage.
Hello. I can't believe the time is here. College graduation. It seems like just yesterday I was here in this exact spot checking in for my freshman orientation. I was excited for the college journey I was about to embark on, but also incredibly scared to start something new. I blinked and suddenly I'm back here about to graduate. To every single person here, we did it, even through a global pandemic, and you all should be so incredibly proud of yourselves. There are so many people here that have made a huge impact on my life and have helped make me into the person I am today. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents for loving and supporting me every step of the way and for giving me the opportunity to have a college education. My dad, who is here with me today, is one of the most inspiring people I know. He worked 3 jobs to put himself through college and rode his bike to Long Beach State to be able to accomplish his dreams. He's always inspired me, and I hope I can continue to make him proud and accomplish my dreams too. So thank you, Dad. I've done a lot of reflecting recently on my time here at SDSU and how much I've grown. I came into college out of a small high school where my graduating class was only about 300 students. It was absolutely mind-boggling to me that I'd be sitting in a GE class with 500 students. There was a lot of adjusting, as I'm sure all of us went through, but it was here in the School of Journalism and Media Studies where I felt at home and where I knew that I was never alone. I chose to study journalism in college because I loved telling stories and connecting with people. I always dreamed of using my love of sports to become a sports reporter, but I was always told how competitive that is, especially for a girl. My time here at San Diego State taught me how to work hard, dream big, crush goals, and most importantly, taught me how to be a go-getter. I didn't need to listen to what others had to say because the only thing that mattered was betting on myself. When I tell faculty and staff in the JMS program that I wanted to go into sports journalism, they'd encourage me and tell me to get involved quickly and get internships and experience. Through 2 years of incredible experience with the Daily Aztec and 2 internships that showed me an inside look into the world of sports journalism, I'm proud to say that I'm graduating college with a job at Fox Sports, all thanks to the JMS program and all that it's taught me. Thank you. To everyone here that has a dream job, which we all do, my biggest hope is that you never stop chasing it, no matter what people might say to you. You were made for that dream job, and it's only a matter of time before your hard work pays off. To all my professors, thank you for absolutely everything. You all have helped me grow and learn the tools to become a successful journalist, and you have helped me develop into the person I've always wanted to be. I'd like to thank Alexa Mocalis for always providing the best guidance and advice from day one, whether it was class advising, advice about life, or encouragement to chase my dreams. You've always been one of my biggest supporters, and you've made a big impact on me during my time here at SDSU. I'd like to thank Professor Nee, Professor Codden, and Professor Santana. Your classes challenged me to become a better journalist, and you were always there to provide support every step of the way. Professor Schmitzweiss, I was lucky enough to have you 3 semesters, which was such a blessing. You helped me learn all about the world of digital media and were one of the most supportive professors I've ever had. You were always checking in with students, and I will never forget in the middle of the pandemic when you personally emailed every student to check in to see if we needed anything outside of school. You perfectly represent the JMS program and how it supports students, a place that truly cares. And through every project or an assignment, you were always the first to remind me that I could focus it on sports. So thank you for everything. Professor McCormick, JMS 445 was one of the most insightful classes that I'm forever grateful I got to experience in this last semester. You taught me so much about the world of broadcast journalism. You were real and honest and gave me so many real world type assignments that encouraged me that the world of broadcast journalism is what I love to do. JMS students are so incredibly lucky to have a professor like you. And finally, to all of my wonderful classmates and fellow graduates, congratulations. We worked hard and persevered through a time that will go down in the history books. I hope each and every one of you believes in yourself the way that I believe in you. I've sat by your side through the work we've done in all of our classes, and I know that we are all ready to make our mark in this world. As we embark on this new journey, I hope each of you remember to have confidence in yourself, to stay true and authentic to who you are, and to always remember to dream big. Always remember the younger version of yourself that had big goals and dreams. The younger version of you would be so proud of you, so don't stop now, get after it. When going through the process of applying to colleges, they always say you'll end up right where you're meant to be. And this was the perfect example for me because I truly could not imagine myself going to school anywhere else. I've been lucky to have the most amazing college journey, and I have all of you to thank. It may be time to leave San Diego State, but we will all never forget where we came from. I'm a better person because of knowing you all and because of my time here in the School of Journalism and Media Studies. Thank you and congratulations to everyone. We truly are Aztecs for life.
Thank you. All right, next for journalism, I'd like to invite Duncan to stage.
Wow. Look at all of you. I'm so proud of all of you. I really am. That's not how it starts, but I just taking it in is just amazing. Thank you, Dr. Northup. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. Fellow graduates of the SDSU JMS class of 2021. We did it, and we did it in a pandemic. We learned a great deal in classes such as JMS 310W, 489, 420, 494 for some of us at 8 a.m., 420, 315, 550, and two of my favorites, 435. Professor Peggy Petey, I love you so much. You're such an amazing person. And 445, Professor McCormick. I will always be one of Jerry's kids. What a phenomenal class and just a phenomenal professor talking to us about journalism and a lot more that life has to offer. Okay, getting a little emotional. Let's see if I make it through this, all right? As a kid growing up in middle America in the 60s and 70s, I felt out of place most of the time, and school was often the worst part. I loved learning, but endured a great deal of bullying. In high school, I would often stay after and work as the editor-in-chief on the school newspaper and yearbook. I loved it, and doing so allowed time for the halls and the playground to empty out. My high school journalism teacher and mentor, Dr. Judith Holt, taught me how to be a journalist and to believe in myself. Her classes provided a safe place to escape and to express myself. She and journalism were true lifesavers. I've always felt at home at SDSU, even as an older, returning, and first generation student. Going to college right after high school was not in the cards for me. I began my professional media career at 16 as a DJ on the top 40 station in my hometown. That would turn into a successful 35-year career at some of the best media companies and coolest cities in America. My parents and sisters did not go to college, and I have never thought I would be able to either. But here I am. An AA in communications, a bachelor's in journalism, and a minor in communications, proving it is never too late. I would not have gotten here without the love and support of a lot of people. First, I'd like to thank God for this amazing opportunity and blessing. Thank you to the administrators, our professors, the staff, and special thanks to advisor Alexa Mocalis and Dr. Arsenault. I will always remember that first meeting with you both when I first stepped foot on the SDSU campus. Truly memorable. My friends and family, my friend Simbi, and those that could not be here, I love you all. My husband, Nick. Nick is Dean of Student Affairs at Maricosta College. He's also graduating from SDSU this week with his doctorate in education. Every time I think I could not be more proud of you, Boo, you amaze me again. When we met 18 years ago next month, you were just graduating from UCLA, a master's in social work from USC, getting your LCSW, and now a doctor of education. You are a true inspiration to so many people. My hero, my best friend, and the true love of my life. Thank you for all of your encouragement, love, and support. I truly could not have done any of this without you. I love you times infinity, no matter what. Lastly, to my fellow classmates, a journalist knows the power of words, such as those in the First Amendment. Words like watchdog, don't bury the lead, and do not forget your attribution. And the last 2 years, we've learned a few more, like all of your classes this semester will be on Zoom. And my favorite, sorry, but you are muted. I was told numerous times throughout my career that I did not have what it takes to be successful in media, that I did, quote, not have the right voice for radio. I proved them wrong. There are likely to be haters on your journey too. I encourage each of you to ignore the doubt, especially any self-doubt that may come up for you. Believe in yourself like I do and find your own voice. You have what it takes to succeed, or you would not be sitting here. I look forward to watching what all of you do because I know it's going to be amazing things. Congratulations to each and every one of you for making the last few years truly memorable. I loved going to class and seeing every one of you. Never forget what the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics instructs us. Quote, seek truth and report it. Minimize harm. Act independently. Be accountable and transparent. Go SDSU JMS. Woo, we did it.
And our last speaker representing advertising is Toby. Come on.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll make this short and sweet so I don't take up too much of anyone's time. To be here, having finished with all of this, feels fantastic, and it's something that I've been looking forward to for a long time. But it feels bittersweet because my time here feels like it's gone by too fast, and with everything that's gone on, it feels like it's gone by even faster. They say time flies when you're having fun, but time warps when you're in lockdown. I've had my fair share of fun, but in fact, my time here was actually unforgettable. You see, I came here 5 years ago from England with no idea of what I had in store for myself. I remember in middle school, I was reading an article in the paper, and it was about British students studying abroad in the US. And I remember reading it thinking to myself, that's what I want to do. And sure enough, without knowing anyone here, I left my little countryside town. I was a aspiring creative and I came out here to California. And I know some of you may be wondering why I would want to leave England, but I can tell you now, looking at today, that the weather was definitely a factor. But as I stand here now, I have no doubt that I made the right choice, and perhaps it was the challenge of it all that pushed me further. And so I want to thank my friends, my professors, and everyone who made this a truly special experience. And while I'm on thank yous, I want to thank my parents who, they're watching right now in England. They're the real reason I did this right, and I owe it all to them. It's a shame they can't be here right now due to COVID. And it's one of the things that I miss most, being an international student. And all in all, this year has been a year of reflection and appreciation. The things that we took for granted, we could no longer do. And we all ended up with more time on our hands. And so I think it's fair to say, if there's one thing that we've all learned during this time, is that it's pretty easy to binge watch an entire show on Netflix in a day. But seriously, I wish you all the best in whatever life serves you. And I encourage you all to appreciate how fortunate we are to be here and how great it is to be Aztecs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toby. At this time, we will begin calling your names and having you walk across stage. And I'll invite Dr. Nate, who will assist me by reading everyone's names. Everyone sent in a little bio, and so the words that Dr. Nate will be reading are yours. We did not edit them or change them at all. And so some people wrote brief bios, some people were a little lengthier, but none are too long. And so Christy will help direct you. It should just be by rows. If everybody is seated correctly, then it should go as planned. Back here, when you come around the corner, there's a table of t-shirts. And so you can grab one, come across the stage, you can hold it up. There's a little X right here, which indicates the camera for all those who are watching on Zoom. We'll get a nice shot of you and then go on back to your seat. So I'll ask Nate to help us with the name. So you can come on up.
Thank you. You know, let's also give a big round of applause to Dr. Temple Northup. As he told y'all earlier today, this is his first year as director of the School of JMS. And it was during a pandemic, and he didn't even step foot in his office. He did everything virtually, directing us and everything. So I think that's pretty impressive. So thank you, sir. All right, so first we're gonna present our advertising majors. The first up is Griffin Bateson. He says, I'm grateful for all the memories I've made at SDSU, even the sleep-deprived ones at the 24/7 library. I will especially miss playing volleyball at the Arc, late night runs in Trujillos, and all of my friends that I've made during my time here. Toby Graves Morris. As an international student from a small countryside village, Toby appreciates how lucky he is to be here. It is a joy to be able to do what he loves at SDSU, and he feels inspired every day. He has fond memories working with fellow future advertisers and pestering faculty for advice. Now he feels proud to be graduating from JMS, confident in his skills and knowing that he has achieved what he came here to do. And some individuals were not able to be here with us, so I'm going to read their names and then go on to the next set of people. So Cameron McCrary, congrats to him. Chris Hilton. Chris Hilton loved his time in the School of JMS. Continuing his favorite hobbies of photography and surfing, he hopes to someday turn his passions into a career working in the advertising department for a large company in the surf industry. Congrats. Parker Obert. I was once told that success is purely being prepared for when the good luck strikes. Coming into senior year, I had zero internship experience and was desperate to find something to put on my resume. Countless hours of applying to different opportunities was proving unlucky, but I had no other choice. One day I woke up to find an email from the school of JMS promoting an internship opportunity with them, and I applied immediately. And all of a sudden, there was one internship added to the resume. Fast forward 3 months, and I received another email from the valet company I worked for asking if any employees were advertising marketing students. Boom, another stroke of luck sent my way, and I was ready for it once again. These opportunities literally felt like they were meant for me. They proved to be a reminder that as we enter the professional world, there is absolutely no harm in putting ourselves out there. It is being prepared for the stroke of good luck that will set us up for success. Congrats. Juliana Rintoul. It took me 13 years to get this degree. I came to this country in 2005 and started going to school in 2007. I graduated from high school in 2008 from continuing education. While in college, I had been married, raised 2 girls, served as PTA president at my daughter's school for a few years, started a business, became part of a belly dancing performing group, and studied abroad in London and Paris. Today, I graduate knowing that I lived my life to its full potential while taking college classes. I'm turning 40 this year, and I still want to keep learning. I'm grateful to my loving husband because without him, I would not be able to graduate today. He has been my partner, my tutor, and my best friend in this long and challenging journey. Next, we present our journalism majors. David Ahumada. I'm a native San Diegan. I love my time at SDU, and I think what I'll miss most about SDSU is the great educators that I've had the privilege of having over the past few years. They're all amazing at guiding and supporting students, and I really wish they had one more semester to squeeze in a few classes that I didn't get the opportunity to take. But I know they'll continue to produce some of the best journalists worldwide, like Jerry McCormick, Peggy Peedy, David Cotton, Rebecca Nee, Rebecca Frazee, Roman Koenig, Amy Schmitz-Weiss, and just about every professor that's in the JMS program. My plan for the future is to find a home and to be the best journalist that I can be. So I'm still looking for a home for that time being. Sarah Alcocer, who is joining us on Zoom. Kyle Brian Betts. Kyle is an Orange County native and has been a member of the Daily Aztec for 4 years. As a sports editor of the publication, he's enjoyed his time covering men's basketball and football games during his time in college. After graduation, Kyle will attend the Walker Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at Arizona State University for a master's degree in sports journalism. Congrats. Alexandra Gex. Alexandra was born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, before moving to San Diego for college. One of her favorite experiences at SDSU was having her own weekly radio show with KCR College Radio and writing online music content for the station's website. She also enjoyed working with the School of Journalism and Media Studies as a social media marketing intern during her junior year. Through SDSU School of JMS, she has furthered her passion for writing, photography, and school media marketing. In her free time, she enjoys hiking, the beach, and trying out new restaurants in San Diego. After graduation, she plans on pursuing a career in content creation and digital marketing. Brevin Honda. Brevin grew up in San Diego and loved being at SDSU. He participated in KCR Radio and the Daily Aztec. For the Daily Aztec, he covered a wide range of sports from volleyball, women's basketball, women's water, and so many other sports. One of his favorite was the top 10 poll story as we ranked in the 10 best SDSU student athletes from the 2010s. On that list included Kawhi Leonard, Donnell Pumphrey, Rashad Penny, and Xander Schauffele. After graduation, Brevin hopes to be somewhere in the realm of sports journalism, covering all the sports, has opened my horizons into being open to cover any sports. Congrats. I don't do sports, obviously. Luis Lopez. And this is blank for Luis, so I'm just gonna. I do know that he is part of NHJ. And congratulations, Luis. Oh, it's right here. Luis Lopez is a community college transfer from the Bay Area who will be moving on to an MMMJ position with KYMA in Is it Yuma? Arizona. I'll be driving through there later today. Wilcheska de Arc Marino. I did it, I survived, that's it, and that's the tweet. I survived Com 103, History 101, Philosophy 101, Astrology 101, Bio 101, and Bio Lab. I almost switched my major to Bio. Political Science 101 and 102, I wasn't a fan. Econ 101, Anthropology 360, Women's Studies 325, Music 351, that class was fun. Sign Language 101, 102, and 201, also very fun. JMS 200, 210, 220, 300, 310W, 315, 415, 420, 430, 435, 445, 49, 494, and JMS 550. I didn't pass the GSP the first time nor the second time. I didn't even try to take it a third time. But here I am, walking across the stage with a diploma hanging on my wall after finishing undergrad in December. That's it. That's the tweet. I crossed over the undergrad wall. Perseverance. Lauren Meno, congrats. Duncan Peyton Mortallone. Originally from Oklahoma and Kansas, Duncan has called the West Coast home since the late 80s. He and his husband live in North San Diego County, where they both work at Miracosta College. Duncan also owns a small media and marketing consulting company, Duncan Peyton Group. He has over 35 years of media experience, mostly in music, radio, including stations here in San Diego. He is a first-generation returning college student. In addition to his bachelor's in journalism, Duncan is graduating with a minor in communications. One of his dreams is to utilize his professional and now educational experience to teach in higher education, perhaps at a community college or even here at SDSU. Congrats. Congrats to Nayla Odom. Alexandra Ray Oslowski. Big surprise, the photo editor loves taking pics in her spare time. I also love reading, being outdoors, and going on night drives. After graduation, I will be freelancing for East County Magazine, where I spent the last 5 months interning. I hope to be able to stay in San Diego and continuing doing what I love. Congratulations. Amber Rose Salas. Amber grew up about an hour north of San Diego in San Clemente. She spent the past 4 years as a student athlete on the SDSU cheer team, while also developing her passion for telling stories in journalism. She combined her love of sports with telling stories by getting involved in the sports section of the Daily Aztec. Outside of work and school, Amber loves to travel and hopes to continue seeing the world post-pandemic. After graduation, Amber will be working in Los Angeles with Fox Sports. Brendan Tuccinardi. Brendan is an avid storyteller. In the 4 years he studied at San Diego State, he wrote for and worked at the Daily Aztec for all of them. He started as a staff writer and finished this year as editor-in-chief. After graduation, Brendan is teaching English in Spain for a year before pursuing a career in journalism. Devin Watley. Devin is born and raised right here in San Diego. He is the first in his family to graduate in 3 years. He is interested in pursuing a career in sports journalism or anywhere with the news business. During his free time, Devin likes to watch sports, go to Padres games, hang out with friends, and listen to music. Devin also hosts his own podcast called On the Record, which you can listen to on any streaming platform. After graduation, he will continue working at NBC7 San Diego as a story producer and start an internship with Voice of San Diego in June. Finally, I'm not going to say they're my favorites, but they're my favorite. We present our media studies majors. Nick Veer Grual. Nick grew up in Sacramento, California, rooting for the Kings. He has enjoyed his time at San Diego State, where he was part of the Delta Sigma Phi fraternity, Sports Business Initiative, and KCR College Radio. He has made friends for life, learned invaluable lessons, and will always be a proud Aztec. He would like to thank the JMS school and all the professors that helped make it great. He's going to miss San Diego and all it has to offer. Sadly, there are no waves to surf in Sacramento. Congrats, Nick. Lexi Holtz. Lexi is from Moore Park, California, and could not be more thankful to call SDSU her home. In her free time, Lexi enjoys spending time at the beach, hanging out with friends and family, and cuddling her 3 puppies. Lexi is pursuing a career in digital marketing and is very eager to succeed in her field. Congrats, Lexi. Kimberly Kozlowski. I am originally from Colorado, but I plan to stay in San Diego after I graduate. My biggest passion is makeup, and I love the beauty world. I will be working at La Jolla Dermatology and Laser Center as my first job out of college, and I am very excited. I like hanging out with friends, being outside, and playing with my cat for fun. Congrats, Kimberly. Gracie Lawrence. I immediately fell in love with media studies at SDSU. Everything I enjoyed learning was about what I got to study every day. I made amazing study partners and friends such as Lexi Holt and Marlia Manantis. Congratulations, Gracie. Antonio Camacho Marquez. Having the opportunity to be in KCR, Mundo Azteca, and associated students made me realize the impact we can have as a student leader, but also as a journalist that can advocate for the community. Congratulations, Antonio. Mark Everett Maynard. Mark was born and raised in San Diego. He entered college undeclared, but declared media studies as his major by the end of his first year. He also double minored in management information systems and honors interdisciplinary studies. Mark was also actively involved in several organizations on campus, including Crew, Bridges, and the Undeclared Student Success Program. After graduation, Mark will be working at Knockaround Day Camp during the summer at UCSD and will hopefully have a job once that is over. Thank you, Mark. Congrats. Justin Neely. Justin's passion for event and concert photojournalism only grew larger during his time at SDSU as he majored in media studies. Active participation in on-campus orgs such as KCR Radio and the Daily Aztec allowed him to cover large concerts and sporting events. His dream is to make a career out of this one day, but for now, he is focused on getting an entry-level job locally. His biggest source of pride is being the eldest of 5 siblings, and he strives to be the best role model for them. However, none of this would be possible without my hero, John Neely, a retired Air Force veteran who not only provided endless emotional and financial support throughout my journey at SDSU, but sacrificed a lot to give me this opportunity of education. Love you, Pops. Now, is anyone hiring? Amanda Prather. I have loved my time at SDSU so much, and I'm so grateful for the memories and people I have met here. I will miss so many things about SDSU, but I'm so excited to stay in this amazing city. After graduation, I will be attending grad school, seeking my master's in education with a teaching credential. Congrats. Therese Savoy. Thank you, SDSU JMS, for bringing me the best friends and opportunities I could ask for. Thank you. Jacob Sullivan. Congrats to Jacob. Haley Thorson, who is also this year's outstanding student in media studies. Her and her mom flew all the way from Italy just to be here today. Now I'll read this, but this is what I know about her. Before graduating high school, I had visited a total of 28 countries and seen things most people only dream of. From riding camels in Morocco to watching Swan Lake in Russia, to drinking bubble tea in South Korea. I couldn't believe how lucky I was to experience so much culture at such a young age. Travel taught me how to see the beauty in the world in all things and made me want to become a better writer so I could effectively share my stories with others. After completing my final semester of Zoom University from my parents' home in southern Italy, I am now getting ready to leave Europe and move to NYC. In the fall, I will begin working towards my master's in magazine journalism at NYU and can't wait to make a name for myself in the media capital of the world. Congratulations. Catherine Wills. My name is Catherine Wills, but I usually go by Katie. I'm a journalism student with an emphasis in media studies and a minor in women's studies. I have just started working a full-time job in digital marketing at a small company in Mission Valley, and I'm loving it so far. I'm really excited to take what I've learned here in my media studies classes and apply them to my career. What I will miss most about SDSU are all the friends I have made who aren't staying in San Diego after graduation. I've met so many wonderful people at this school and hope to maintain those friendships beyond college, even with those who live far away. I want to give thanks to all my amazing teachers, especially Dr. Nates. Thank you so much for giving me a new set of skills that I can use in the real world. I will miss you, SDSU. Thanks for everything. Thank you. Congrats. Congratulations to all of our graduates, and I will now turn the mic back over to Dr. Northup.
Thank you, Nate. So I am so proud of each and every one of you for making it here today, for all the perseverance and dedication it took. It's an accomplishment just to graduate from college, but to do it in a pandemic is just makes it extra special. And so for those who know me, I'm a very sort of like philosophical, mindful person. And so what I really like to do is I like to pay attention to moments, because that's what our life is. It's just a series of moments, and it's easy to not recognize them as they pass by. And so it's cool, and just stick with me, you know, I'm a little kind of crazy sometimes, is in the history of our world, in the history of this universe, this moment is unique. Never again will you all be gathered here together with these friends and family and those who support you. This is a unique moment that's never happened before and will never happen again. And so just take a moment to appreciate everything, all the work that it took you to make it to this moment, because we are all here to celebrate you. And so you should be really proud of that. And to commemorate the moment, since we are a school of media, I feel like we should take a selfie. So I'm gonna stand over here and maybe try to squish in a little bit, you know, socially distance, keep your mask on or whatever, but stand up and we'll sort of gather it and we'll post it on social media, and then we'll know that this moment we were able to capture. So we'll try our best. Congratulations. So before you leave, just so you know, we have a photographer right over here who can take pictures of you. And in a world intent on building walls, I hope you all go out and kick them down. Congratulations.